How? How to open the mind, how to deploy it, a mind that is curtailed from insults, from suffering, from unsatisfaction, from discontent, from everything that prevents a normal person from being happy and living in joy. How can we learn to receive higher vibrations of a high level? Because it is precisely mind's energy component. And since many of us are used to live only on lower vibrations, which are too low, and many people's minds are simply sleeping, and people are living by their head. Such people can be easily hypnotized, confused, forced to do something, intimidated by someone or something. They have no spirit power, strength of mind. Do you notice familiar words? Strength of spirit. It begins with an open mind that has enough strength to relay your generic signals into your brain. And that is why when people start to develop spiritually, they have this opportunity. Their mind slowly begins to open up. Some kind of duality comes. Many people fell into special institutions because there is no one to explain in Western medicine what's going on. There are no teachers or doctors who would know how to use a word as him, energy, to help a person overcome their base, low vibration, and go up to higher vibrations and cleaner energy. Therefore, hospitals were overcrowded, and they will be. Such a character as Hitler immediately, first of all, ordered to destroy all mentally ill people. 80% of these people got into this situation as their clan mind tried to reach them, and at the same time, as a society, civilization has imposed completely different postulates, criteria, priorities for life. This is how diagnoses related to personality split have been obtained. To some extent, this diagnosis exactly explains, describes what is happening at the moment with a person. So, well, you need to think before you decide to develop spiritually in your life. This is true, but for those who listen to this video, has long been a dead end, and therefore we speak harshly, we speak without lies, we call things by their proper names, absolutely not worrying that we can harm anyone. These videos are not for everyone, only for those who walked dearly long and found themselves at an impasse, and those who walked dearly short will most likely re-establish their wealth, create new lower spirits families, and continue anew to self-destruction and the destruction of others alongside themselves through suffering, through the generation of low-frequency energy necessary for those entities, substances that control such people through microorganisms in their body. And the mind sleeps. As you already understood, this small crystal of happiness and light is wrapped up and cannot radiate anything, as it is shrouded in a huge network of low-frequency vibrations. Of course, turning to different techniques and practices, it is fashionable to advise the simplest thing, to do good deeds. Thus, the low-frequency energy will not go anywhere, but simply couldn't be developed as before. But this does not mean that the high frequency will start to get to your mind, accumulate, and as a rule, everything ends where it began. There is not enough resources, patience, elementary desire, because thoughts are transmitted through micro antennas in your body of a completely different nature and direction. I hope this is already clear. So, what should be done to awaken the mind? If you are a lawyer, you were born by law, born by right. We will talk later about those who are not. But now, let each of you hope that you were born by right, and you will be able to establish this in the process of our communication. It's not about it now, but how to awaken the mind, how to remember who you should be. Far from the moment of becoming who you should be, especially since many of you may not like, out of habit, accustomed to comfort, pleasures. These are not the pleasures that the mind needs, but the pleasures that were discussed now, meant for the brain and bodies. Well, you know, food and everything related to carnal pleasures. Immediately, we must make a reservation. The mind asks for very strong streams that ring in your ears, raising you so high that no good food or carnal pleasures can compare with these pleasures. But as a starting point, as opposite to those low vibrations that require only suffering, entities and substances that relay their necessary thoughts through microorganisms in your body that cause you to endlessly suffer. As opposite to these things, you need to eat tasty and enjoy. You have to make provided a clear message and get pleasure, and so on and so forth. For some time, speaking without lies, I continue to say so. You will not feel how your body resists you, but after some time, as soon as the energy of low purity stops being released from your body, because instead of suffering and causeless pain, you already know, we talked about this before, and so instead of all this, you will begin to receive pleasures from life, from the singing of birds, from sun, flowers, beautiful people, movies, books. As soon as it drags on, this state will drag on, and there are methods for how to defend yourself and win. About this in the next video.